Hi guys, welcome back to part 5 of our wedding story. And this should be the last part.
We pray this the last part.
Because we can talk and talk and talk.
Yeah, we try to make it a bit short for you guys to be able to watch it and enjoy it. Yes. So this is part 5. We pray that we finish the entire story and all that. Yeah, so we stopped where?
When I had a job.
When you lost the job.
Yes, when I lost that job.
Yes. I think that time we're not still talking.
No.
You actually
I had
lost
got a
the
phone.
job.
Yeah, I had lost the job after. But I bought a phone.
Yes, he bought a phone and we had to communicate again. But I remember again you went back to the same job.
Yeah, I went back to the same job.
But it wasn't for long.
It wasn't for long, no. So the time that I was working, I managed to get a phone out of my own salary. So I would always, whenever I go back home, I would always sneak the phone in like somewhere.
So that they should not know that he has a phone?
I know I have not a phone. I have another phone and I'm back in communication with my wife. Kumbe, apparently somehow my parents already knew that I had
the phone.
But I don't know how, but so I guess they just decided to
keep it as a secret.
Yes. Until one time we had a discussion and they were trying to threaten to take it away again. I was like, no, not this time. Not this time. So yes, I got the phone and we continued again.
From where we had stopped.
Yes, from where we had stopped.
We did not give up on planning for the wedding. We kept on planning for the wedding.
Even while I was working. So I was working at night sometimes. I would be working at night. So she would be back home and she would wait for me and would be chatting while I was working. Because I was working alone and nobody else was there. So, So, time goes by. And I would be helping my wife with some money.
My husband is a very good giver.
And when that is what they complained about.
Yeah, when he has money, he comes in to spoil me. He spoils me.
Why can't I spoil my wife?
He spoiled me to a point where I got scared and I'm like, you know what, this is what I'm going to think. I loved their son for his money, as they have always said.
Which is not true.
But actually we had finished like 2 years together. Or
3.5 years.
3.5 years together. And my husband used not to give me money because I understood he had no job, but he could still try his level best with the small he had.
With the tiny little he had.
Yes, to give me to support the girlfriend. So that I don't be there lacking whenever I didn't have money, and I could tell him the situation at hand. He could see how he could get me money even without him working, baby. He could sacrifice that small money, even gives me, and I'm like, nah, what of you? I could complain a lot and I'm like, what of you? If I had a way of sending it back, I could, but someone is far. It's another country whereby it's not Uganda that you could just dial *185 and you forward back the money. No. It was very fun. I had nothing to do but to take the money and use it to where it was supposed to be used.
Yeah, I was very specific. Whenever I would send the money.
And he could account for it. There is no single penny my husband would give me. And there is no accountability or where it's going. But which is good because it helped me. Yeah, that I had to have this thing in mind that, you know what, I have someone that I account to for all the things I do.
Because you used to.
Me, I used to spend.
Until she met me. Until she met me, I made her account for everything.
Accountability.
Yeah? No, so time flies by. I'm still like having like these small driving jobs, and I would also be baking cakes,
Yeah.
and I would be getting some money. And whenever each kind of money I get, I just send a little to her, just so she can sustain herself. Even like I would sometimes try with rent when she wasn't able to do rent, and sometimes we also even agreed to split
Yeah, half.
half. So I would do anything I can. Me, I'm a generous person.
Very generous.
Very, very generous. And my parents really hated that because, how am I going to take care of myself as well? But I felt like, yes, I had some money. I saved some money for myself, but I knew that I had someone who is also
In need of it.
and depending on me. Yeah. Yes, I know she was working, but I knew she would also need that extra
Help.
support from me. So I would always give willingly. She was never pressuring me, never at all. Sometimes she would be like, why did you send me this now? I'm like, well, I know you need it.
And honestly, I needed it.
Even without asking.
Yeah.
I just
see
ran
money on my account and I'm like, yo.
And she was like, Naye, you mad? And I'm like, Atechi, what is it? I have sent you money. I know you need it. Stop lying. Because she'll say, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's like, no, I know you need it. Stop lying. So, yeah. So the time comes by again. I was supposed to come in that year.
Yeah.
But
actually, we extended it from Feb to.
From Feb, we were supposed to do it again in October of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that failed. We were supposed to go for summer vacation, and we were already planning on meeting. But then, unfortunately, my grandfather passed away. And
Actually, me in my mind, I was expecting him to come because I was very excited. He's coming to bury his grandfather, so I will be able to see him. I think this time around we took 2 years without seeing each other.
Yeah, because I came in 2022, and then I didn't come in 2023.
Yes.
I was left behind. So, yes, my grandfather died, and my parents came to bury him. I stayed behind. So
we had to postpone the dates again.
Yes.
To 2024 May.
Yeah, it was
May.
Actually, we did again February, but then things again failed, and we had consulted our spiritual father.
Yeah, we're going to do Feb, and then
we consulted our spiritual father, and our spiritual father advised us to push it
to
May. Now, let us fast forward to to May. Ooh. Things broke loose.
It even became more hot.
Fire. So I remember in November of 2023, my brother had just graduated. Was graduating, so we had traveled to the UK, and my parents, of course, have to give me my passports to travel. Mind you, remember they took my passports at the beginning of the year 2023. At the beginning of the year, they took everything. Oh, by the way, they actually asked us, why were we rushing? Is Mercy pregnant? she was like, you should have told them I was pregnant.
Honestly,
so that we can get married. But that skipped my mind and I didn't say anything. So they took my passports. They even got me a guidance counselor.
Me as well.
So that time they had given me my passport. We traveled. I kept it. When we returned, they came to ask me for my passport. This time, I fought back. I said, I refuse. First of all, what you're doing is very illegal. You're constraining, you're holding someone's passport, someone's ID, documents, someone's personal documents. Hello, I am 27 years old and you're still holding my passport.
Here is where the advisor, the giver of wisdom.
So what did you do?
Here you go. I told my husband, I told him, keep that passport far away. But he didn't listen. It was like, I think it was the same time whereby I told you keep the phone.
Yeah.
And then you didn't listen to me. I'm one person whereby what I feel inside me is always like, I don't know, it's always right.
She told me to keep the phone. I had actually bought one phone and then they confiscated that one. And then I got another one. That phone that they had confiscated, she had told me to leave it at work.
But he refused. He went with it at home.
Because I wanted to keep communicating with her.
And they took the phone. Yet I told him, leave the phone at work. So it happened to the same thing with the passport. I told him, get that passport out of the house. Because your parents are sneaky. They will still find where it is.
One time I went out and I knew I hid it in a place where I thought that they would not see it at all, find it at all. The time I got back home, I checked. My passport is gone. I'm like, what? So I'm like, oh, God.
He has to come back and talk to me.
So I told her everything. I'm like, what? She gave me a beating of my life.
Because that was the only opportunity for him to fly back to Uganda for the functions. You people was in pressure. Do you know organizing for functions? Now the man is not here. You're not even sure whether he will make it or he will not. Then you're planning by faith, believing that he will fly back by the time you guys said the dates. By the time the functions are supposed to take place, they haven't yet done. Now, it didn't happen. The passport wasn't given to him. Everything was taken away from him. And then we had to look for plan B. We spoke to our spiritual father. He's like, okay, this and this and that. He advised us and he advised you as well. And he told him other methods of how he could get to Uganda. So he followed those ideas. But you people, this time around, as we are planning for, was it March? July?
May. It was May. May 25th.
This May. Actually, the first one was May 15th.
Yeah, May 15th. But then our spiritual father said he was available. Because we wanted our spiritual father to marry us.
Yes.
But he said he was available at the end of May. So we pushed it to the end of May.
You people, this thing was hot. They were your threats. Hey, Mama! To the point that they called the first family. Because they threatened our spiritual father and they told him if he's toward us, his church is going to be
Sued.
and they are going to pass it all over. Actually, they even told us if this wedding takes place, they are going to put us in newspapers to show that two people who disrespected the parents. But we did not disrespect them. For us, what we know, because we told them each and everything. We told them our step. But I believe because my husband's parents never liked me, they saw me as a thief, as a prostitute.
Yeah.
They got to know me once. They never got time to know who I was or the person I was, but they judged me according to what they had, what they saw, and what their hearts and their minds told them, which was very fine. We plan. They did everything. Like everything, because I was there in that week. There was a pastor from Nairobi who called me and she was like, I am told you're the girl who wants to get married to so and so, but then the family is not in support. If you're to do this, our church, our name for the church is going to go down and all that. I'm like, God, really? Did it have to go this way? Because his parents tried everything. Bambi, they tried everything. So they went on contacting your family.
Yeah, they went contacting my family members who knew her as well, thinking that we had told them about our family, told them about our
after
wedding
threatening
plans.
Our spiritual father. After the first family calling the spiritual father, telling him if the wedding is to take place.
The wife.
Yeah, telling the wife if the wedding is to take place, this and this is going to happen and all that. They did a lot, but it didn't stop us because we knew what we wanted. We were determined in what we wanted, and it's not that we are pushing ourselves. God was also on our side at the end of the day, because he started this in us and he had to bring it to accomplishment. We didn't give up. He gave us the strength.
If you know it is of God, don't give up. Just do it. However much you're getting a lot of backlash, however much people are fighting it,
however much how many are supportive, it is still okay. So they call his family members not to support. If anyone is to come for that wedding, they are cutting ties. So that was the threat, because one of the cousins was my friend and she told me, my family does not want me to come for the wedding. They called me and they said this and this and that. We said it's well. Me, I told my husband, whether we have the cars, whether we have full support, whether we have the money or we don't have, we are going to do this wedding. No matter how it's going to end, the wedding is going to get done. I don't care what people will say. That wasn't in my mind. I am not there to please men. So we go on with our plans and we get wedded. Actually,
Yes.
we first went to the village and got our confirmation letter. Because they threatened the church. The church our spiritual father couldn't hold us. And okay, he recommended us to a pastor
of another church.
He actually advised us and is like, you can do the court or you can go to church. And so he told us the church. Since my parents-in-law are so influenced, there is nothing that they could not do or they didn't know. There was nothing. So we're like, if we have to go to court and we meet there another munyankore who knows your father, they are going to call and they stop the wedding. They stop the function, or they will make things go slow. The court has to give you the dates and all that.
Yeah, they usually have to.
So they may keep tossing us, eating our money and all that. Yet we didn't have money. So we said, let's go to church. because mind you, we had paid for our clothes and all that. So we go to this church where our spiritual father had recommended. It was Kampala Revelation Church. We met the pastor. The pastor was so sweet, so nice. We introduced ourselves and we told him who had sent us. I was like, oh, no, you didn't have to meet me. That guy was so nice. And we were like, okay, this went well. So we tell them our intentions, they advise us, they give us the things, the procedures of how we are supposed to get to. Do you know you guys up to now even don't know how we managed to get married?
Mind you, the procedure is they're supposed to announce us and they have to have like 3 weeks. Announce us 3 weeks before the wedding. But for us, it was they announced us the week before the wedding.
But we were scared because we knew that 3 weeks they're going to be announcing us problems. They will tell us this wedding is not going to happen. Everything that was happening, I was communicating with my family, and they're like, "No, don't give up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen." So my husband that day was at their place, their home here in Kampala.
The day before the wedding.
And I'm
No,
like,
2 days before.
they might kidnap my husband for me. And the wedding will not again happen. So I tell him, you know what? Pack your things. Come, let's stay here. Because the wedding was the next day.
Yeah,
the wedding was the next day. So I tell him to pack his things that day before the wedding. And then I tell him, call our border guy. We had our good border guy. The other one, he can be there for us anytime. So he calls. Sorry for the sound. I know you'll hear that sound for the baby. So you call Bonnie.
I called Bonnie. Actually, the day before I moved, it was on that Thursday, I called Bonnie and he picked up my first suitcase and brought it to you. Then on the day that I left the house, I also called again Bonnie. And Bonnie came. And this time he took the bag because I couldn't fit on the... He took the bag, and for me, I jumped on another border and went to her place.
So my husband comes. I think that's the very day where my family also came.
Yes.
No, actually,
no, they came.
Those ones, they came that day of the wedding.
Yeah, the very morning.
Thanks to my family.
They arrived very early in the morning.
They were there for me. All my family, not all my family, my siblings and my family and my mom. They come. My uncle's the one who shaved my husband's hair. So, we are here preparing. I'm on stress. My gown is not yet here. You know that you don't have the money. The money is... The way we expected things were not coming through. The way we expected the things were not coming through. My gown had not yet removed it. The lady wanted this amount of money to give me the gown. And I'm like, now what am I going to put on? This wedding has to happen.
And we said, okay, if the gown is not yet... you don't have the gown, you just put on a small dress.
When I looked into the clothes, I had nothing. My husband already had his suit. We had planned it very well. I was like, okay, now what am I going to do? On that very day, I was suffering with cramps. So imagine having cramps, having stress, having panics of whether it's happening or it's not happening. All that was on me. And I have to show my family that everything is fine. I have to put up this face of, yes, it is well. So I be there and I'm looking for the money to get my gown. I don't get the money. Thanks to my friend. That guy has been there for me. I won't say his name. Let me say his name. He's called Christian. And I know whenever you'll see this video, we really appreciate. I reached out to that guy. And the guy gave me the money I even didn't expect. Woo! And
he gave us more than he expected.
Exactly, more than I even asked for. So I told my husband I've gotten the money. Mind you, we were how many in this house?
9.
9 to 10 in this house. I wake up, I make breakfast for the family and all that. My spiritual father calls and he's like, Namirembe, did you do what I told you? I'm like, Bishop, I haven't yet done it, but I am not ready to do it because I was offended by church members. We will not go into that story because I really don't want to go into it, because it's embarrassing, but I don't want to put the church in it. One thing I can say, my spiritual father was there for me, and I really appreciate him so much. We couldn't get this far if it wasn't for him. I knew I had a family in church, but it let me down. That's the word I can use. But we will not go into details. We will not go because we decide not to say anything about that issue. So he calls me and I'm like, this and this and that, and he tells me, the father to your husband called me and he's asking where the wedding is going to take place. Mind you, they already even knew.
But they want to support.
But they want to support. What to support? They take us, they kidnap us. So my spiritual father told him, I think he wasn't able to. And this
Bambi,
man did a lot for us.
He also sent us something.
He believed, he sent us money, and that was really unbelievable because I didn't expect him to give us money with the things that he was going through with. So he sent me money. He's like, start from there, go with that, even if it's not enough, but that will help. So we'll be there and we are waiting for a Uber guy to come and pick us up. Mom.
Actually, he was also getting late. I was also getting late.
Me, I had not made up my hair. I was going to style it myself. The makeup artist was my matron. And she could call me all the time, where are you? And me, I'm home. I even don't know how I'm going to get there. So I tell my husband, let's get a border. Mind you, he's putting on white.
Pure white.
So we get a border, we go. We had already told our best man everything.
Hey. So
we told him everything and we are like, you know what? Get ready with anything that happens. If it is you also bring out. So he comes at church and he comes back with another guy.
Apparently the guy was originally supposed to be a bodyguard. So in case any people came and they tried to stop,
it was going to be fire.
But you thank God.
I was scared. So we reach at church, and then this lady then that is in charge of the Bagole, she comes and she pulls me. She's like, no. She takes me in the room. I thought maybe she was going to tell me, I was like, oh my God, please help me. Let that not be the word. But she took me to her room and she told my matron, make her up so that she gets ready soon. Oh, I got somewhere to breathe because I knew the wedding was still taking place. I got to call my husband whether he has also arrived at church or not yet. Had you guys already arrived?
Yeah, we arrived like you actually arrived like a few minutes after us.
Yeah. So I do a little makeup. I am not a makeup person. And I had told my matron I don't want makeup. I just want to put on my gown and then go. Bagambe, husband and wife, bless us and all that. And go home. So we do everything. The person who brought my gown was my friend Patricia. You really did us so well.
Yes.
I really appreciate because I stressed you, Mama. I stressed. I have never had a friend like that who sacrificed everything to make sure that this day happens. We sneaked with her.
She even spent her own money.
Her own business money to see that this thing gets done and it's out of the picture. So I call her, I tell her, Patricia, go here and here. I send her the money and then she goes, she gets me the gown. So
she jumped on a border.
See how we reach at church, her dress does not fit her. I'm like, no way, I'm not going inside there and you're not putting on your dress. Because she was also one of my mates. We fixed the dress the way we could. And she was in the picture. Thank God. Thank you so much, my love, for being there for me. I really appreciate. So the wedding went on and we got done with the wedding. They blessed us. We danced our last dance in church.
No issues.
No issues. Do you know when they said, husband and wife? I looked, and I'm like, wait. Are there no people?
There are no people
Who have come to interrupt this thing? And there were no people. We really thank God. We don't know how it happened, but God was on our side. The wedding got done without interruption. Without interruption, we enjoyed ourselves. After that, I went back to the room that they had given us because we had asked for this room. We couldn't afford the hotel. We had asked for this room from this lady, and she's like, no, we have a room for Bagoles who don't have rooms where to dress up from. And then me, I was ready to put on my gown and walk on the street, get a border to church. But my matron was like, no, it will look so awkward. Me, I was not even ready for how it would look. Me, the thing that I wanted, husband and wife. So we get out of church. I go, we take photos, we take some small photos using our phones and cameras. We didn't have a videographer thingy or now. Now see how we post our photos, and then this videographer person says that you'd have told me, I would have still done it for free. I'm like, opportunity. Yeah. But the wedding ended in glory, and it was beautiful. I was looking so beautiful. My husband was looking so handsome. We get out, we took photos. We afterwards changed, and we are like, we're now going home.
Yeah, but before going home, we trekked.
Walked from the church to KFC one day gear.
Yes, and that is where we had our small reception with our family.
The most funny part that I keep remembering my uncle carrying my gown
on his back. And then also my brother-in-law was carrying my suit on his back. And then also her uncle was also holding my bag as well. I was not holding anything.
You people, I have a very supportive family. Very supportive. My family, I really appreciate you. I know time will come and you'll see this video. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for being there for us in all the situations, in all the katongo we were in. You people showed up. My mom, you prayed.
Prayer warrior.
This thing that they said to Nomwana, I'm not Mganda, but that saying, I did everything with my mom. But the only way she always told me was prayer. Prayer. My mom prayed. My mom sowed seed. My mom fasted for me to see that this marriage happens. He loved my husband. Sorry, she loved my husband so much. She accepted my husband the way he was.
Immediately, actually.
She never judged my husband. She welcomed him wholeheartedly. And mommy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for your prayers, we wouldn't be here. Because we had very many enemies on our sides for this thing to happen. But now we are married, happily married. Enjoying the fruits.
Almost making 6 months.
Enjoying the suffering we suffered for this thing to just happen. You people, never give up.
Never.
Don't give space to the devil to ruin your life, or to ruin your destiny, or to ruin the purpose that the Lord has planned for you. Because
if the devil, if the devil knows that there's something good coming towards you, the devil will do anything
to see that it destroys
does not
you.
happen.
Because remember, when when the two of you become one, you're going to be a threat to his kingdom.
Yeah.
So he will always fight so much that union to see that the union does not happen. But how do you get through all this? By praying, by reading the word, And if you ever get through this situation, always learn and know how you got through it. Because for us, we know how we go through it. It was through praying and being committed on that the Lord called us to do. Because if we did not keep ourselves in prayer, I don't think that we would have been directed to, or would have been here where we are now. I believe we would have already broken up now and would be having different ways, But we kept on pressing. We kept on believing. When I was weak, my husband was strong for me. When he was weak, I was strong for him. And we made sure that we are going to get through this. We didn't know how. We didn't have that support. We didn't have the money. But we believed that we could still get through it. So, it's a matter of believing. Believe in the Lord. And just be still. And know that He is God.
Yeah.
And everything that you pray for will end in glory. Through all those struggles, those situations, I don't know what anyone will be going through, the person who's watching this video, do not give up. Keep believing. The word of God is true. And that He has called you to do, He will always accomplish it. And you guys will always come out victorious. He will always give you the grace, the strength, the power, the wisdom to penetrate through it. It's not always easy. Me, I can say I had very many times that I would want to give up, but I stood still and I said, you know what, this is a fight that the devil is trying to break the devil is trying to bring against you and your husband to be and your destiny. Fight for it. Whenever I would feel like I need to go to the prayer mountain, I would go alone and I pray throughout the night. My husband even used to get worried of me and it's like, now you're going there. I used to go to Sebuko. That's the prayer mountain that... What do you have for them?
It's a lot. No, as she said, just don't give up. Just don't give up. If you know that this is of God, don't give up. Keep fighting.
And
because
if you've seen those visions,
if you've seen the visions, keep holding on to them, because those things will come to pass. They will come to pass. It may not happen now. It may not happen immediately. It can happen in a week, a month,
a year,
2 years. But it will happen eventually. Look at us now. We're almost, we've just celebrated 4 years together and 5 months of marriage. We are blessed. We are happy. And we are looking forward to God's plan for us, because we know it is going to be a big one. So we're here to encourage you all. Don't be afraid to ask any questions.
Yeah, we are going to be bringing up our session of the Q&A.
Yes.
So you can submit your questions. We'll be answering them. So now we understand. If we don't know what to answer, definitely we will not answer. Right? But if we know what to tell you guys, we'll tell you.
We will do our very best.
Yeah. But thank you all for supporting us. This started from TikTok. My TikTok family. Thank you so much. I don't know, but we have always wanted to share this story. And I believe that it will reach many. I pray that it reaches many.
Amen.
I pray that it reaches many. Because we told ourselves that we will never keep quiet when we get through this. This is to honor God. This is to show that God is still alive. This is to show that if you believe in that dream, in that prophecy, in that vision, it will always come to pass, no matter how long. So don't give up. Keep pressing,
Keep praying.
and keep loving people, even if they do you bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we remain the blessed family. This was our wedding story that most of you have been waiting for.
This was the longest one.
Yeah, the longest one, because we didn't want to do another episode of it. So we pray that you will enjoy it, that it blesses you, and you get to learn. Yeah.
But mind you, yes, we might be saying this is part 5 and the last part. We're not going to stop making videos.
Yeah, we're going to be making videos,
Yes.
videos.
Videos to encourage you. We'll come up with some topics that we'll talk about to encourage you guys. And please feel free to, like, if you have any like topics you want us to talk about,
We will definitely talk about
yes, just let us know. Don't be scared. All right, we love you guys. Stay blessed and have a blessed week.
Thank you for watching, and please share, subscribe, like.